Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ma Goon Squad show. So I know you don't see Bobby here just yet, but don't worry, he'll be here later in the episode when we get into college football. I just wanted to first touch on hockey since there's some big news coming out of my favorite team, the Nashville Predators, with Yaroslav Askarov requesting a trade outside of Nashville. He's not going to report to training camp unless it gets to trade, and of course Barry Trotz came out later and said everyone will be reporting to training camp and look forward to playing. So let's just dive into that real quick. Personally, from my personal aspect and point of view, it's not good. It's not good at all. I was hoping our future would be with Yaroslav Askarov and not with UC Saros, just because. And I'm not saying UC Saros is bad, but he's 29, and don't get me wrong, this could be like his prime years, 29, 30, 31. We'll see. I don't know, man. Just signing Stars for another 4-year contract. He'll be, 30, give or take 32, 33 by the time he's done. Uh, I don't know if there's a player option in this last, after the 4-year, if there's a fifth-year player option. But either way, UC Saros, being I guess Barry Trotz believes he's our guy, and I'm not going to disagree with Barry Trotz. I think he knows what he's doing pretty well. He's done pretty well for us so far, getting Jonathan Marshall-Salt and Steven Stamkos, of course, and then also picking up Brady Skagey. I think I butchered that last name, but either way, I will say the contract for him, $7 million for the next 4. That's a little tough. Hopefully he could bring a good top pairing with Roman Yossi. We'll see if that works out. But back to the original sense of Yaroslav Askarov. I don't personally. I don't like what they did in his situation. And don't get me wrong. I think Barry Trotz has been a really good manager so far, and he's done really good for the Nashville Predators, and he's putting us in a right direction and a right path into contending for a Stanley Cup. But I don't think signing Scott Wedgwood sent a really good. I don't think it sent a good message to Yaroslav Askarov. I think that's probably why he requested the trade. I mean, if you're not going to make him a backup, let me rephrase. If you're not going to make him a starter like he thinks he is, at least make him a backup, right? I mean, at least give him a shot to rotate games in with UC Saros and to learn from him and just to play in the NHL to get some reps. But the fact that you signed Scott Wedgwood as a backup, it kind of just sends the message of, hey, we're not ready for you to be called up yet, and we still think you need work, when he doesn't think that way. So it's really hit or miss in there. Like Barry Trotz said, there's going to be a competition between Scott Wedgwood and Yaroslav Askarov for the backup goaltending role. And if Yaroslav Askarov is as good as he thinks he is, he should win it with ease. I mean, it should be easy for him. I don't know. I think just because, like, looking at his contract right now, this is his last year of his contract, of his entry-level contract, and then he'll be a restricted free agent after that. So to me, he doesn't really, I don't know how to say this in a nicer way, he doesn't really have a choice, if that makes sense. Like, he has no choice, no option to go anywhere. He's stuck, right? If we're not going to get traded, you're a restricted free agent. And then if you're a restricted free agent, and then, like, if you think you're good enough to be a starter, you're going to be asking for a lot of money. And with a lot of money for a restricted free agent comes a lot of compensation as being a restricted free agent. So all in all, you're not really in the, and that's where it kind of gets me. And I'm really still, like, on Yaroslav Askarov's side as far as, like, not getting a shot to play in the bigs. But I mean, you can't request a trade when you're not in a position to request one, if that makes sense. Like, you're more than in your right to request one, but you have no power in getting it done, right? You're on your last deal as your entry level. You're a restricted free agent after that. Teams probably don't want to send the compensation that you're requesting for the contract that you're requesting as a restricted free agent. So I just think, like, you're not in the position currently to be requesting a trade out of Nashville right now. I just don't think this is the time to be doing it. I would have probably waited till midway through the season or after, just to see how things are going. Because what if you do earn that backup role, right? And what if you do play, 25-30% of the games this year, and Saros plays like, a good 65-70% of the games, like I think it should be. I think if Yaroslav Askarov gets called up, here's my rotation of goaltenders right now. I think if Yaroslav Askarov gets called up, I think it should be a nice 70-30 split, right? Yus has played majority of the season for the last 3 or 4 years. He's been playing 80-85% of the games, even up to 90. With Scott Wedgwood, I can see a nice 80-20 split, a nice 80-20 split. Scott Wedgwood takes on the back-to-backs, and then maybe games here and there, a nice 80-20 split on the season. Maybe Saros will end with 82 games. He'll probably play 62. Wedgwood play 22. I can see that. But with Yaroslav Askarov coming in, I could see Saros playing anywhere from 62 to probably, I want to say maybe 56, 57 games, and Yaroslav Askarov taking the rest. I think there should be a nice rotation because, like I said, if he thinks he's as good as he is, let's get a nice rotation going. Let's get a nice rotation. Let's as a Preds fan, I've just noticed that we play Yus nonstop all the time. And don't get me wrong, some goaltenders that are great in the league. I'm not saying Saros is not great. He's been a Vezina finalist before. I'm just saying goaltenders that are great can sustain that through the playoffs. Just normally with our defense, it's not really sustainable, And those goaltender stats that we see with Saros, with goals allowed, that's our defense, honestly. Just like going to the games a lot, I can promise you, watching it's our defense. It's Fabro. And that's another thing. But before I get on to that, that's Fabro. That's Jeremy. Jeremy Lazan is good when it comes to forechecking, but other than that, defensive wise, sometimes it's a struggle. Alexander Carrier struggled for a little bit. Luke Shin struggled at the beginning. He played better towards the end. But looking at our defensemen right now, I think from what I'm looking at contract-wise, because we don't have Tyson Berry anymore, and, of course, we got McDonough back to, Tampa Bay, I think we're going to go with Spencer Stastny. So, from what I'm seeing contract-wise here, it's going to go Yossi Brady, right? Carrier and probably, I don't know who you pair with him. Carrier and maybe Fabro. I'm guessing Lazan, though. Carrier, Lazan. And then Chin, and it's got to be Stastny at that point, because right now we only have 5 defensemen. What it looks like on our payroll, it looks like just Yossi, Skagey, Carrier, Shin, Fabro, and Lazan. So and Spencer Stastny did play for us last year quite a few times as a defenseman, getting called up. But I'm guessing that's what they're going with. I'm guessing Spencer Stastny is going to be the guy that gets called up into the top 6 pairing. Probably play on the bottom 6 with, I don't know. It's tough. We'll figure it out. The problem with Brady's contract, in my opinion, you give a guy like that $7 million for the next 4 years, and there's a no trade clause in his contract. Same thing with Jonathan Marchessault. 5.5 over the next 4, no trade clause in his contract. And then finally you go down and look at who was the last one that had the no trade contract. It was Skagey. I guess it was just Skagey and Marchessault. Of course, Forsberg's not going anywhere, and then Yossi as well. And the Yossi one's still kind of, it's still not great with me. I think we signed him for too long because he's 34 now, 35, 36, 37. He'll be 38 by the time his contract's done, and that's $9 million a year over the next 4 years. So he'll be 38. I don't know if there's a player option inside of that, but I'm not saying age is the issue there. I'm just, 38 years old, getting paid $9 million. Who knows what he'll be in the next 4. But yeah, I don't know. Just to wrap everything up with the Yaroslav Askarov and what's going on. Dude, Saros went through the same steps. I'm sure Saros at some point thought, you know what, I'm ready to start. I think I should be a starter. And then we had Pecorine going at it. So, every goaltender has to go through that kind of phase, and eventually you get your start. Yaroslav Askarov's 22, man. His prime is not close yet. I don't think we're missing any glory years from him yet. I think when he's 23, 24 is when he'll be ready to be a starting goaltender. So maybe in a year or two, And by that time, UC Saros would be what? 31, 32 years old. Just give it some time, Let Saros play out a couple more years, and then it's your turn, man. Just play as a backup, learn from Saros, who's a Vesna finalist, and then, it's going to be home smooth selling for you. But at the same time, we could get a lot of assets for him. But I'm just, just looking at this cap space. I mean, current cap space is $3 million, and then projected for next year is only 9.8. And then, I mean, if we go to Toronto real quick, if we look at Mitchell Marner's contract, he's still on a $10.9 million for 1 year. I mean, he'll get probably re-signed for something else. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit more, just because of the inflation in the cap space going up every year. But $10.9 million, I mean, it's like we can't afford that right now. We have $3 million in our cap space right now. We don't have any room to sign anyone else. It's I know getting rid of Cody Glass was kind of the move that we were looking for, trying to clear up some cap space there. The only other one I can kind of see clearing up cap space for would probably be Gus Nyquist, maybe $3.1 million, which should give us around, at that point, 6.1, but he's on the last year of his contract as well. But honestly, I mean, I do like our offensive pairings, though. I mean, in our cap space is pretty spread out through everything. I mean, you got 44% or 45% because it's 44.9. You got 45% of our cap going to our forwards. You got 30% or 31% going to defensemen, and then 7 or 8% going to our goaltenders if we're rounding up here. But I don't know. I mean, I like our forward pairing. I think it's going to be, Forsberg and O'Reilly still together with Nyquist, and then it's going to be Marshall Salt, Stamkos, and then maybe I think Luke Evangelista should probably be on that pair, low-key, and then put Tommy Novak down with Sissons and maybe Cole Smith, possibly. But I don't know. I like Luke. When Luke Evangelista was on our first line when we had all those injuries, he played very, very well. So I kind of like Luke Evangelista's spot. I'm just ready for Joakim Kimmel to come up. I mean, dude's still only 20 years old. He's still got 3 years on his contract, and he's still developing. And I know he's still kind of young to get in here, but dude, I am so ready for Joakim Kimmel to get called up and start playing for us, because I think he could provide some scoring opportunities for us. But to end it all, Yaroslav Askarov requesting a trade out of Nashville. That's been the biggest news of hockey right now. That's what I've seen on every single hockey post. Every single talk show has been talking about it. I just wanted to give you my opinion as a fan that's been a lifelong fan that, goes to the games a lot and stuff like this. I just wanted to give you my perspective. I don't think we're going to trade him. From what I'm understanding with Barry Trotz, is it's got to be just a wow deal, just like a deal you can't refuse kind of thing. But I don't know, man. I just don't think that this was the right time to request a trade out of Nashville, personally. I think, because what if you win the backup job, There's so many things that could happen. And then what if you play a good amount of games, and then you're comfortable and you're happy until Saros is done playing his game. So, I don't know. Personally, me as a fan, I hope we can keep Yaroslav Askarov. He is our future, in my opinion. He is the cornerstone or the turning point that we need to build around when these other guys are done with their careers. Like the Joakim Kimmels, the Luke Evangelistas, like the guys like that, the Spencer Stastnys, the Svechnikovs that we drafted, the LaRue, like guys like that. We need Yaroslav Askarov to be that cornerstone of that new team that's going to be coming through soon. So, in my opinion, I hope we keep him. It doesn't sound like we're going to trade him, but then again, I've heard so many different things going on right now, so we'll see. But, so we're going to get into the next segment here. Bobby's going to be joining me, and then we're going to get into college football. All right, guys, now we're moving on to the segment. We got Bobby in here now, so we're going to move into college football. Bobby, say what's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up?
All right, everybody. So, first off, we're going to start out talking our 12 teams to make the college football playoffs this year. As you know, it's expanded to 12 teams this year. A little bit different with the top 4 teams winning a conference champ, getting a bye for the first round. So let's just start off with, let's go by, ACC, Big Ten, SEC, of course, and then I don't know if Big 12 gets it because I've seen stuff where Boise State might get a bye if they win their conference, their Mountain West. But regardless, let's just say Big 12 is the other conference that gets it. Who are your teams that you think get a bye for the first round of the 12-team playoff?
You said AC. We start with ACC first.
Yeah, let's go ACC. Shoot for ACC here.
I want to go. I guess Clemson or Florida State. I want to say.
Yeah, I personally, I'm gonna go with Florida State just because they kept a lot of the same guys that they already had. Of course, you lost a couple of the receivers that they had, and of course the running back as well. But since they've gotten DJ from Oregon State coming back to the ACC, he didn't do really well at Clemson when he was there. But I think this is like a part two kind of his career. So I'm gonna go. FSU on this one. I think FSU has a really good defense still, and a lot of great defensive players on their team. It's still a decent offense, so I think I'm gonna go with Florida State, honestly. Winning the ACC and getting that first round bye out of the ACC there. But you're going Florida State too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Florida State. Yeah, I figured. Moving on to the Big Ten. Okay, so we got the Big Ten now. We got Ohio State, Oregon in there. Penn State's kind of top 10 as well with Michigan, who is, of course, the defending national champions. Are you going with Michigan or are we going with Ohio State, Oregon? What do you got going for there?
I'm going Oregon, man.
You think
Oregon.
Dan Landing gets it done up there?
Yep,
up in Oregon?
They got a Heisman up there, so I'm gonna go Oregon for sure.
Including with the new situation they're in with the more travel, maybe playing in a more colder environment than they're used to, playing up north.
I mean,
in Michigan.
they up north. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oregon's up north though.
Like, it is, but it's not Michigan cold sometimes. And I mean, I'm not saying Dylan Gabriel's bad. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's like great, if that makes sense. I don't know if he's. I wouldn't say he's bad, but I just don't think he's great. I'm personally going with Ohio State. I think Will Howard is in a really good spot with Ohio State to get it done up there. And then, of course, Quinshon Judkins, the running back from Ole Miss, transferred to Ohio State. So I'm going to go with Ohio State on this one. I think, the classic, it's either Ohio State or Michigan thing. It always comes down to the game of the year kind of situation to get into the Big Ten champs. So I'm going to keep going with that kind of momentum, and I'm going to say Ohio State gets it done in the Big Ten. Let's move on to the SEC now. Who you got for the SEC? You got Georgia, who their schedule is pretty tough this year. I mean, you got at Texas. I believe it's at Texas, at Bama, at Ole Miss, and then versus Tennessee. Yeah, so you got at Ole Miss, at Texas, at Bama, and then you got Clemson to start the year, and then you got and then you got Florida and Auburn, Mississippi State, Kentucky. So not too bad after that, but still tough away games to play in, especially playing Bama and Texas on the road, and then Ole Miss as well. Who do you got winning the SEC this year? Do you think?
You go first.
I'll go first. Okay. I don't think Texas wins it. I'm not saying Texas is bad. And they did beat Bama on the road. Last year we saw that game where Quinn Ewers and Texas beat Bama on the road 34-24. It was a really good game for them. Kind of shocking, honestly. That I'm not going to say that's what turned Nick Saban away from coaching, but losing a game to Texas at home is not really Nick Saban's kind of that's not really who he is. But looking at Texas' schedule, you got at Michigan, you got Oklahoma as well, Georgia, and then kind of the rest is pretty easy. Vanderbilt, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, A&M. I'm not too worried about their schedule. Do I think it's just tough, man, because Georgia has a really, really tough schedule, and I'm not a fan of Bama just with a new coach coming in and coaching SEC football week in, week out. Um, I'm still gonna go Georgia though. I think Carson Beck is just he's really good, and that team is just it's just always good. I mean
You
Kirby
don't believe in
Smart knows what he's.
Jalen Monroe? You don't like
Jalen
Jalen
Miller
Monroe?
on Bama, no. I just think when teams figure out how to play Milrow, and put him in a spy and contain him, he's not really a threat downfield. Most of his passes were short passes, and I wouldn't say most, but majority of his passes were pretty medium to short. He's not really one of those deep threat quarterbacks. He's more that dual threat. When he gets out of the pocket, then you have to worry about him running out of the pocket, and that opens up the deep passes and the big shots. But I think teams are learning how to play him a little bit better, so I don't think that's going to be as much as a factor this year as people think. I'm still going to go with Georgia though and Carson Beck, and Georgia just got Travis Etienne's brother that transferred from Florida, Trevor. As long as they have Carson Beck, Trevor, and the insane talent that Kirby Smart brings in, I think they still get it done. I think Georgia is still top. They're still the cream de crop of the SEC right now. I don't think there's any reason why I'd go against them.
Well, I'm gonna go Texas
Okay.
because of Quinn. Just because of Quinn. That's it.
Quinn Ewers,
And
okay.
just and on top of that, you said that they have like what 5 away games against like
They have
those.
they have three, and it's at Texas, at Bama, and at Ole Miss.
That's too much, bro. That's just too much. So
This
I don't
this
know. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if Jordan's gonna be able to get all that done like
I
that.
was I was gonna say if Kirby Smart could find a way to come out and win all three of those and go, no, I wouldn't say undefeated, but if they could find a way to win at least two of those and lose one game on three of those road games, honestly, that is, I think that solidifies Kirby Smart as a Hall of Fame coach. And that it's just with this is probably the toughest schedule I've seen all year besides Florida, of course. And we'll
So
get
do you
into
think
that.
you think any teams are going undefeated this year?
I don't think any team. I don't think there's a. I mean, and if we're regarding the ACC, the Big Ten, and the SEC, no, I don't think there will be an undefeated team. Now in the
Huh?
Big 12, I mean, in the Big 12, which is what we're getting to next. We can go ahead and move into there. I think Utah is going to win the Big 12, and I low key think just with Cam Rising still there and the way he how good he is, I think. I think Cam Rising could get it done for them. I really do like Cam Rising's game. Of course, he outbeat Caleb Williams twice in a single year at home and in the Big Ten, or sorry, the Pac-12 championship. He beat him twice, and Caleb Williams is supposed the best quarterback, the best player in this draft. I'm gonna go Cam Rising in Utah for my pick on this one. I really do think that if you got a guy who can beat the best of the best in Utah or USC, then yeah, I'm gonna go Cam Rising in Utah here.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Kansas, bro.
Kansas
I
State
feel like
or
no,
Kansas?
the Jayhawks, bro.
Okay,
Just because their quarterback and well, I'm a big fan of Kobe Bryant, bro. So I mean, he's that corner on that team. I'm a really big
yeah.
fan of him.
And you like
He's a
Jalen Daniels?
yeah. Jalen Daniels is tough too. So I'm just gonna and honestly, like last year, they weren't that bad. That last year, like I don't know. Kansas is not usually like a football school. You know what I'm saying? They're more basketball, but I feel like that program is starting to get a little better. So I don't know. And then I'm gonna be biased here. I'm gonna have to go, man. If they don't get it, it's gonna be Colorado, bro. Because Shadur is a Heisman. He's
That's
a
what
dog.
that's what I was about to say. You better stick with what you've been preaching to
So
me lately.
right,
That's
of course, I'm always if it's not Kansas, it's gonna be Colorado, bro. Because bro, Dion had brought in a whole bunch of recruits this year, bro. And on top of that, bro, you have Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball that's elite, bro. They still have him. They still got Shiloh at safety, and they still have Shadur, bro. So they had the big three, and then Dion, bro. I just think Dion. This is like, I feel like this is gonna be the year like Dion proves that he can actually like build a dynasty any team he goes to as well. So
And not and Bobby, this is no shot at you, and I love your Colorado pick there because we're gonna go with Colorado because you've been preaching on that. But
of course,
the reason I picked Utah, and I know for a fact, if you want to get into the technical aspect of things, Utah did beat Colorado on the road in Colorado, 63-21, and Cam Rising threw 234, 3 touchdowns, 17 for 19 that game.
that was last. That was
He had a rating of 245, and this is again the exact same guy who beat Caleb Williams twice. One at Utah and one in the Pac-12 championship, throwing 310 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I just Cam Rising has proven himself every single year, and that defense is always solid. So I'm still, I don't know. If Dion's got a very high hill to climb before he reaches.
I don't think he has a high.
Because I even think if we're gonna go fallbacks, I even think Oklahoma State could be a solid other choice with Ollie Gordon there, and I actually favor Ollie Gordon winning the Heisman. Honestly, I think Ollie Gordon's probably one of the best players in the country, if not the best player in the country to win Heisman. I think Oklahoma State could easily find themselves in because they were there. They were there last year in the Big 12 champs. So it was Kansas State versus Oklahoma State. So I can easily see Oklahoma State going back with Utah this year in the Big 12 champ.
I don't know, man. Okay. I mean, and another thing I feel like Colorado is their schedule's easier this year as well, bro. I don't think they play as many like ranked opponents like they played last year, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, let's take a look real quick. I'm
pretty sure they played Oregon last year. We
got Kansas State at home. We got Arizona on the road, Utah at home, and Kansas on the road, and Oklahoma State at the end of the year. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the top 25. 3 of them being in the top 20, 2 just barely out of it. But to start the year, their schedule's not tough. I still think UCF could be a really undervalued opponent in that sense. I think they're really, really underrated as a team. They usually are. So I wouldn't sleep on that matchup there. But other than that, like Cincinnati, Texas Tech shouldn't be too big of an issue. Baylor, I mean, we'll see. Baylor is.
They're gonna look back with Arizona, bro.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the game. That's gonna be the game. I feel like they're gonna like stand on business with, because I know last year when they played them, they got smacked. I'm pretty sure they lost that game. It was
they
not
lost
pretty.
A lot of games last year. So.
Okay, well, they did lose a lot of games last year. I remember that game, and they have a receiver on that team that is a dog too, bro. I forgot his name, but he was torching Travis Hunter. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know, bro. I feel like their statement win they gonna get is against Arizona, bro.
And I'm sorry, it was Kansas State and Texas who played each other in the Big 12. But I just think looking at Oklahoma State, I don't know why I said Oklahoma. I was thinking Texas. But looking at Oklahoma State, who did beat Oklahoma last year, and that was the same team Dylan Gabriel was on. And then, of course, Texas wasn't really close in that Big 12 championship just because Ollie Gordon was hurt that game. Just looking at the wins last year for Oklahoma State, I like their chances of getting back there. I get the Colorado hype train, I really do, and I get there's a lot of hype surrounding them, and I just don't think I don't think Shadur Sanders, like we didn't see last year. Personally, we didn't see the consistency from him last year. Right, he would have a 500-yard game, 393, 348, and then down to 159, 371, 239, 400, 217. 245, 262, then 86 yards, right? It's just so inconsistent. There's no consistency in his passing. One game he could do really well. Next game he doesn't do that great. Like only putting up 217 against UCLA. I mean, and then 245 against Oregon State. These are teams that are not even near as good as Oklahoma State and Utah. So
yeah, you I feel like you just got to give
we can
him a
see
little bit.
we can see if he grows.
Coming from the program he was the year before to going to Colorado, I just see the potential that he has. And on top of that, I think Colorado was ranked in total offenses last year as well. So on top of that, so that's one reason why I feel like the offense they have is really underrated. Like it's people don't like see it as like a as good, but it really is. But the defense side of things, like they need to work on that for sure. They were I think they let up one of the most most points in their division too. So, but I don't know. I see the potential in Colorado. That's all.
It all relies on the defense, like you said, consistency from Shedeur Sanders. I mean, if there's no consistency in the quarterback play, you're not going to find it in the Big 12 either. If you couldn't find it in the Pac-12, the Big 12 is not going to be much easier. The unranked opponents are much harder than the unranked opponents like Washington State and Cal, for instance, than Texas. Texas Tech always puts up a bunch of yards and points, so you got to find that consistency when you get into the Big 12. Playing teams that aren't really as easy. Now moving on, so we did get our four. So we got FSU, Ohio State, Georgia, and Utah for me, and then we got who was it for you? We got Colorado, Texas, Oregon, and you said FSU as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that we have those teams in a bye week, who do we have playing each other that did not make the bye week in the first round, So we have 4 teams gone, so we have 8 teams that we need to pick and play each other in the first round. I'm just asking who do you think is going to make it, the rest of the 8?
Rest of the 8. So
and for me personally, I can go ahead and start. I got Ohio State. I have Ohio State winning the Big Ten. I got Oregon, of course, Notre Dame. They've shown promise with their new coach being there last year. Had a really decent year, and I think they'll have an even better year this year. Oregon, Notre Dame, LSU, of course. Not just because I'm an LSU fan. Not just because I'm an LSU fan. I just think LSU has really great potential. Garrett Nussmeier, very underrated quarterback. I got LSU. With an Alabama and Ole Miss being home games this year, it's tough to beat us in Death Valley. I can't see us losing those games personally. Also, I can't see us losing to Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma's going to have that great of a year. Personally, just from me, I think Texas is in a better position than Oklahoma to be successful in the SEC. But anyway, I got LSU, Notre Dame, Oregon, and then Ole Miss. And then as well as Bama, of course, Bama, Texas. And then my last 2 would be Penn State and Clemson. I think Penn State's in a decent spot. I don't think I'm debating between Penn State and Michigan. It's tough because I'm not really sure what Michigan's situation is going to be with their new coach being there and how everything's going to work out now that a bunch of guys left. People have said Iowa has a really good shot at making it with Caleb McNamara over at Iowa now that went from Michigan to Iowa. I've seen Iowa. I'm gonna go Penn State and Clemson. I think Dabo Swinney still has that touch to get him into the top 12. I don't know if they'll probably won't make it out of the first round, but I still have. I'll just say I have Clemson, Penn State, Texas, Bama, Oregon, Notre Dame, LSU, and Ole Miss, and that would be total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 SEC teams personally making the playoffs.
You don't think Mizzou's going to make it? Missouri's not going to make it.
I don't think Mizzou's going to make it. They just don't have that good. They just don't have a good enough defense, honestly.
Interesting.
And with LSU being the highest, the only reason my reasoning for LSU is being the highest rated offensive line in just the SEC alone, not even in the country, is already a great start. Garrett Nussmeier is really underrated. If you guys go back, I can even pull up his stats. If you go back to when Jay Daniels played in the SEC champ with his leg injury, he only played for the first half, and we ended up losing to Georgia by 20. But Garrett Nussmeier came in and literally just in a half, I think he was like almost like 250 yards, maybe even over that, against one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team we've ever seen Georgia produce ever in that SEC champ game. And then Harold Perkins still being there. I think he still has his best year in front of him now that we have, thanks to you guys, Mizzou's defensive coordinator coming to LSU, or it was your defensive line coach coming to LSU to shore up our defensive line. So I think all signs are pointing in a right direction for Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers, personally. So, well, let's go with yours. Let's go with your 8.
My 8, I'm gonna go Georgia for sure. I'm gonna go, or you talking about just 8 that we haven't listed, or 8 that
the 8 teams that we haven't listed since the other ones get a bye. Since they get a bye.
Okay, yeah. I got Notre Dame, like you said. I got them. I got Missouri in there. I got Missouri sneaking in there, just because Luther Burden and Brady Cook, bro. I mean, Luther is, obviously the best receiver in the.
Oh, that is a hot take right there.
Hey, bro, and I've seen him play, bro, and I see what he did to y'all LSU Tigers too. So,
didn't win. That's all I'll say.
I know y'all didn't. Y'all got the dub, but that game was really close. I know he was nervous about that game.
It was a close one. But to defend my LSU Tigers, you LSU Tigers fans out there know this. Anytime we play a noon game, we are horrific. We are awful. We are not a noon team. We're a night team. Anytime there's a night game, we show up. But when it's a noon game, it's a little difficult for us because you know us down Louisiana. We're always starting early down there. Anyway, moving on though. Let's go. You got Georgia, Notre Dame, Missouri. You got 5 more left to go.
Let's go with. I'm gonna say Ole Miss, bro. I feel like Ole Miss I feel like Ole Miss gonna make it too. I got Ole Miss in there.
Okay.
I got I forgot what their quarterback name is.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, Dart. Him.
Jackson Dart.
I mean, that's really it that I think. Then I got Ohio State, and everybody. Those are only really teams I think that that might sneak in there, bro, this year.
Well, you got 3 more spots. So for your last 3, who else do you have? Do you have, we have Clemson, for instance, Penn State. You have Bama as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Clemson. I don't think I think Penn State is just like, I don't know, bro. I don't think they're gonna make it, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. But I was debating on between Michigan and Penn State, so I'm just gonna lean Penn State just because of James Franklin and what his program means to Penn State and what they play for. But it's really up in the air for them personally.
So I got 2 more.
You got 2 more. 2 more.
I'm
making it. I don't know. You don't got them on the list here. Got Mizzou.
No, I got.
Ooh.
Wait.
Bama missing out of the playoffs.
No. They're gonna make it. They're okay. They're gonna make it. Okay, I'm gonna switch. I'll switch Bama Mizzou then, bro. I'll switch Bama Mizzou.
So no Mizzou. So you got 2 more spots.
It'd be close between those 2, but I already said Texas, right?
Yeah, you got Texas winning the SEC championship.
Yeah, I do. I do got them winning that. I got Oregon and
winning the Big Ten.
Yeah, not just Ohio State, man. I mean,
but you got 2 more. So right now you got Georgia, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Clemson, Bama. You got 2 more picks.
Florida State.
Okay, you got them winning the ACC champ. So it would be
Uh,
someone other than that.
oh, so I got like Clemson or hold on.
Do you think in Tennessee? A lot of Tennessee fans are high on this year with Nico being in there. I don't see it. Apparently, from what I've heard, Tennessee has got one of the best defensive ends in the country.
They
Um,
do.
and I'm not debating on that. It could be debatable depending on where you put Harold Perkins at. I guess he's more of a linebacker, even though we put him as edge rusher quite a lot. But a true edge rusher, yeah, I'll give it to Tennessee, I guess. I'll give them something, you know. Can't stomp on their prey too much. So you got two more spots. Who are we going with? So far, you got Georgia, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Clemson, and Bama.
Let's go. I don't really know. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, you got Colorado winning the Big 12, so do we have Utah making it as a team that just makes it from the Big 12?
Let's go Utah. Let's go Utah.
Okay.
I think I was gonna make it. Yeah.
Because you think Colorado. So do we have one more Big 12 team? Do we move to the Big 10 and get another one of those teams like Michigan maybe, or do we have another SEC team for you?
Let's go. Let's go Kansas.
Kansas, okay.
Yep, go Kansas. Kobe Bryant.
So right now, just recap real quick. For my 8, we got Oregon, Notre Dame, LSU, Ole Miss, Bama, Texas, Penn State, and Clemson. And then I have FSU, Ohio State, Georgia, and Utah winning the Big 12 champ over there. And for Bobby, we have Georgia, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Clemson, Bama, Utah, and Kansas, with Colorado winning the Big 12 champ. SEC goes to Texas, Big 10 goes to Oregon, and ACC goes to FSU. So, similar in some areas, giving some love to the Big 12, which I like. I mean, Big 12 is really good. I personally probably would have put Oklahoma State over Kansas, but that really is a toss-up, honestly. Really depends how that game goes. But yeah, I mean, now moving on real quick, I just want to touch on what does year one look, and like you said, year one for Texas for you looks like an SEC champ in their future. Are you confident on that? What does year one look like? Because week in and week out they have not had to play an SEC opponent, but I mean looking at looking at Texas beating Bama last year on the road is pretty impressive. But having to play that team week in and week out, for instance, do you think they could sustain that level of play that they're not used to?
Of course. Now that Nick Saban's not there, yeah, of course. Let's go give it a confidence, bro. Like I think so. They're gonna keep that same energy for sure. I think.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I mean, their schedule's not the toughest. They didn't get Oklahoma's schedule, that's why I don't think Oklahoma's going to do well personally in the SEC. I mean, Texas literally only has to play Georgia. That's basically their only ranked opponent in the SEC. Other than that, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, Texas A&M. Not really the toughest SEC teams year one, so I can definitely see them making a really good run in the SEC. I feel like that was more tailored to them to kind of, show some dominance from them in the SEC, even though, in my opinion, it's more like a cupcake kind of schedule. But what does year one for Oklahoma look like? You know, you got, looking at their schedule, you got versus Tennessee, versus Texas, at Ole Miss, at Missouri, at LSU, versus Bama.
You said for Oklahoma?
Yeah, for Oklahoma. You got Tennessee at home, followed by at Auburn, which is not a free win, not a gimme at all. Then you got to play versus Texas in the Cotton Bowl down there at Dallas. Then you got to go at Ole Miss, at Missouri, versus Alabama at home, and then at LSU at night.
No, they about to struggle, bro. They definitely.
How many wins can you see getting? So besides Temple, Houston, Tulane, I see 3 right there, and then South Carolina, that might be 4. Maine is 5, of course, but between Tennessee, Auburn, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, LSU, those let's see, we got 5. Those 8 games right there. Or what is that? 7 games. Sorry. those 7 games, what do you think their record will be inside those 7 games right there?
Bro, they're not. They losing, bro. They about to. I don't know, bro. Because okay, I see what you're saying. They play you guys the 30th, so
In the year off in Death Valley. So
that's a L, bro. That's definitely
yeah,
L for them. Bama,
100%.
that's a L, bro, for Bama.
And like you said, Missouri making the
Hey,
or
that's
could
a L too,
potentially.
bro. They're gonna beat Maine. They're gonna. Oh man, that's a L, bro. I don't, bro. The only teams I see them winning with this little stretch right here is South Carolina and maybe Auburn, bro, in Tennessee. Maybe
And,
Auburn, Tennessee. That's it.
and personally, I'm looking at this out of the games here. I think Oklahoma fans, I want you to know I'm being as nice as possible. I'm looking at your schedule here. I think you have 3, 4, 5 wins max. Maybe six if you sneak Auburn in there. But like I said, Auburn at Auburn is not easy. It's not even easy for Bama at the end of the year. They struggle Milrow had to throw a game-winning touchdown pass to the corner of the end zone with 2 defenders draped over them just to win and move on to the SEC champ. It is not an easy win at all there at Auburn. So, Oklahoma fans, I'm sorry. Out of the games I see here, I mean, I'm seeing 5 wins max.
You shouldn't, bro. Them come to the SEC, bro. They gonna have to lock in, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going. I think they're going 5-7.
they got
Honestly.
to lock in, bro. It's different SEC.
And then I just want so one more big topic at hand here was of course the Florida Gators and their I don't even know what you want to call it. If you want to call it the worst schedule ever made for a team, like it is pure hell, honestly, for Florida.
Oh, they're going
So
0-5. They're going 0-5 for sure. I'm already saying they're going 0-5.
so real quick, let's see here. We got opening up at Florida versus Miami. Then you got versus A&M, Mississippi State, UCF. You got Tennessee, and then that's where it's easy, right? Then you just hit a monstrous wall, just a horrendous scheduling that I've ever seen. You got to go versus Georgia in Jacksonville in the rivalry game. You got at Texas versus LSU the week after. I think it's a bye week, and then the following week. Then you got to go versus Ole Miss, and then you got to go at Florida State. Now in that stretch of games, those 5 games right there. I said to Florida fans, I think you'd be lucky to escape with 2 wins. If even 2 wins. Maybe 1
They're
win.
not getting that, bro.
I don't even know if you would get that.
Bro, the thing is, bro, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose that Kentucky game, bro. Just because they're the Kentucky's home, bro. And their history with Kentucky is not good either, bro.
No, not at all.
And then on top of that, bro, they have to play. Oh well, I mean, yeah, Texas A&M and Tennessee, yeah, that schedule's not looking good for them, bro.
And
It's too many.
honestly, Florida fans, if you want the highlight of your schedule, I think you can beat Tennessee. You did it last year.
No,
Every time you
no.
go into to Neyland Stadium, you always put up a great game. You know what? People said the same thing last year about Tennessee going to Gainesville and beating them, and they lost. Graham Mertz beat them. They beat that Tennessee team. I'm not sure how Nico's going to handle himself throughout the year at Tennessee. It's his first year playing a full SEC schedule. But I think y'all can beat Miami. Personally, I think y'all can beat Miami.
That's gonna be a close game. That's gonna be a close game.
That's going to be a great opening week. And Florida fans, I just want you to know, and Bobby probably would agree with me here, I think this is a really, really good understanding of where your team's at this year. If you can beat Miami at home, that's a really good start to understanding where your team is at this year because Cam Ward, their quarterback at Miami, I believe he's the starter. He's no joke, man. I mean, he is really no joke. He was really good at Washington State. He was not bad at all, you know. He threw up 3,700 yards with 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, had a rating at 145 at Washington State. If y'all can beat this Miami Hurricanes team, You know what? I can see y'all going on a little run. Actually, I think if you beat Miami, that's 1, 2, 3. I think you beat A&M at home. That's one, two,
Oh,
three, four, 5. I think you can win the first 5, and then after that, it's sort of downhill. After that, I don't think you win anything else after
bro,
that. But
if they beat Miami, Texas A&M is gonna literally bring them back to reality, bro. They're gonna be
I don't
back
know,
to
man.
they're gonna be back to reality, bro. And then they'll go on a little 2 game stretch with the Mississippi State UCF, and then after that, Tennessee, bro. They better hope they beat. I think the main goal team they need to beat is Tennessee, bro.
Well, my thing
Tennessee,
is,
because you got Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, and LSU, bro. Bro, they have to have confidence after Tennessee, bro. Because once they play, if they lose that Kentucky game, bro, they're losing the rest of the games of the season. Like they're done. They're not
well,
winning no more games, bro. After
and,
Kentucky, bro.
and my thing, real quick, is I just don't really know if Connor Wingman is still the starter at A&M. I don't really know how that's gonna do. He didn't really play great last year as the starter. In fact, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't pretty, but regardless, I think y'all could go on a nice little 5 stretch streak right there, and then after that, I think you lose the next. What is that? 3, 6, 7? Yeah, you probably go 5-7 as well. I think you go 5-7 just like Oklahoma will, personally, which is not bad. But I don't know if Graham Mertz could take that next step, and he's developed pretty nice, and Florida's sometimes an interesting team, man. You just never know with them. You never
Yeah,
know. But uh, finally, before we end the show here, well, not in the show, before we move on to who we got in the semifinals of the national champ and our national champ uh, game, of course, in the winner. What do you think Iowa's going to do this year? You got Caleb McNamara from Michigan coming over to Iowa. Hopefully, can give them some life on offense and be able to move the ball. Not a totally hard schedule. I mean, literally, you got Illinois State, Iowa State, Troy, Minnesota, at Ohio State, which we know is a loss. Washington, Michigan State, Northwestern, Wisconsin, UCLA, Maryland, Nebraska. To be honest, with Caleb McNamara, I can see why people are saying Iowa is probably going to make the college football playoffs. I can honestly see them winning, truly, honestly, only maybe 3 losses on that schedule. I see them losing to Ohio State, Washington, and probably UCLA, but other than that, I don't really see them losing another game. I think they beat Nebraska, they beat Maryland, they beat Wisconsin and Northwestern. They beat Michigan State, Minnesota.
you said Iowa or Iowa State?
Iowa with Caleb McNamara.
I'm just gonna trust your judgment on that
I think
one.
they go. I think they go 9-3, either 10-2 or 9-3, and I think they make the Big Ten champ like they did last year. Uh, yeah, and they would play. They would probably either play Ohio State or Oregon. But to be fair, it is a little different this year because they don't have those. I'm pretty sure. I want to say the Big Ten got rid of the little divisions that they had, just like the SEC. So in that case, I don't think they're going to make the Big Ten because I totally forgot they got rid of that. I think it's going to be Oregon versus Ohio State in the Big Ten champ. But I could definitely see y'all sneaking in maybe at 10-2, 9-3, and making the college football playoffs. Maybe. So, but moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the college football playoffs semifinals. The last 4 to play, and then moving on that game to the national champ. Who do you got in the semifinal? Let's just say we don't know how the bracket's gonna look quite yet, but who do you got playing each other, for instance, or just in the
Uh,
four? In the four,
in the 4,
yeah. We don't know who's gonna go against who, but just say pick 4 teams that you think are gonna make the
Georgia
semifinals.
or wait, not in Georgia. Okay, it's gonna be Georgia, Texas. Then I'm gonna go. mm, Georgia, Texas. I don't know, bro. This is
It is difficult not having the bracket, but for instance, for my 4, if the bracket lines up perfectly, and I'm assuming that Georgia will not have to play Texas if either of them win the SEC champ, I'm going to go with Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. If the bracket lines up perfect, if it's a perfect bracket to where those 4 teams can make it and they don't see each other in the round before, I'm going with those 4. If it's one of those unfortunate circumstances where they do see each other, then I'd probably go with Georgia. I'd probably go with Georgia, Oregon. I'd probably go with Georgia, Oregon. I don't know if Texas would make it then, honestly. I think Georgia would beat them. I don't know, man. I just think the way they're going to set up the bracket this year, they probably won't see each other. I can't imagine them playing a head-to-head again like that. Yeah, you know what? Give me Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. If the bracket's perfect, that's the 4 I'm going with.
No, I'm putting Notre Dame. I'm putting Notre Dame in there, bro. I'm putting Notre Dame in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Notre Dame in there. I'm putting Kansas.
You got.
No, I'm not putting Kansas.
You said that with confidence too.
Oh,
where's the Colorado love, big dog? Where's Shadur Sanders in Colorado in the
Bro, they not doing all that. They're not doing all that, bro. I ain't gonna care, bro.
So right now, you have Georgia, Notre Dame, and Oregon. Are you putting Texas in there?
Yeah.
Or are you sticking with Kansas?
No, I'll put Texas in there. Yeah, Kansas is not ready for that either, bro. They're not ready.
Are you sure, man? You sounded confident.
No, I'm positive. Sure. Notre Dame is gonna be in there though. Notre Dame is gonna be that team like everybody's gonna be like, no.
Pause, everyone. Bobby.
Hold on. No.
Bobby's having a
Florida State. Florida State, bro. Okay.
And not Notre Dame?
No. Are they both in the same conference?
No. Notre Dame is an independent school. They play whoever they want, basically.
Right. So it's gonna be Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, and Florida State, bro.
So we got Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, and FSU, and no Oregon?
No. I'll be forgetting about Oregon. Damn, bro. Okay, let me switch.
You're switching Georgia or Texas out for that?
I'll switch. No, I'm keeping Texas in there, bro. Texas and Georgia gonna be in there. I'm gonna switch Florida State with Oregon, bro.
Okay.
And keep Notre Dame in there.
Okay, so right now, mine is Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. You have Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, and Oregon. Let's just say a national champ matchup. Who do you have making it through the semis to play in the national champ?
It's gonna be Oregon. It's gonna be Oregon and Texas, and then Texas is gonna win it, bro.
So if I did a little horns down action, it's like.
I got Texas going all the way, bro. They win natty.
And you're confident in this?
No, but it's like not really. But it's like I can't really choose between Oregon and Texas, low key. I can't, bro.
Well, we got to give us a horns up now. Where are the horns? Where's the horns, Bobby? Give us a horns up.
Man, I'm going Oregon. I'm going Oregon. Oregon. Because the quarterback is better. I think Dylan is better than
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, okay.
So can I get a quack quack then? Let's hear that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, for me, I'm going with Georgia and Ohio State, and I'm going with Georgia winning a national champ. They fell short of it last year. I don't think we're going to see a Big Ten a Big Ten team win it again. Personally, I'm going to go with Georgia. I think Carson Beck gets it done. I think he wins him another national champ. I'm going to go Georgia, Ohio State, a little rematch of what was the other year that we had that exciting game with C.J. Stroud and God, that game was so good. C.J. Stroud and Marvin Harrison Jr. and that really good game down in Atlanta. So, give me Georgia, man. Give me Georgia to win it. Give me Carson Beck. I think Kirby Smart is still one of the best coaches in the nation now that Nick Saban's gone. So, I'm going Georgia. You're going Oregon. The only difference that we have is I have Ohio State as a Big Ten. You have Oregon. I have Georgia. You have Texas. So, but other than that, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fun year this year. I mean, there's a lot of great matchups on weekends. I can see Who do you have winning Heisman? Let's just throw that out there real quick.
Oh, it's easy, bro. Shadeur is winning Heisman, bro. But it's either gonna be Shadeur or. Okay, no. Okay, these are my three, bro. These are my three. This is my three. This is my three. This is my three. I'm gonna pick. I'm picking the quarterback from Oregon. No, this is my five. We going five. We going five. We going five.
Oh, fine.
Top
Good.
five. Okay. Top five. All right. I'm going
Let's hold on.
Oregon.
Let's list them. Let's list them in order from your favorite or from your worst to favorite. Start with number 5.
What's the favorite?
Worst to favorite.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Worst to favorite. Number 5 is gonna be Travis Hunter, bro. Out of
Jesus.
Colorado. Out of Colorado, bro. He's gonna have like he did. Okay, literally. listen, bro. I'm pretty sure this man had 4 interceptions last year, right? As on defense, and I know he had at least 1,200 in the receiving, bro. I don't know how many touchdowns he had, but he's gonna have. He's gonna. I feel like this year he's gonna at least get 1,600, right?
Sure.
Travis is gonna have 1,600 double digits in touchdowns. He's gonna have 6 interceptions on defense, bro, and lead the team in interceptions and pass breakups. Now, but that's really depending on if he stays healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a little injury. You know, there's a lot of wear and tear on his little body. But if he has that season, he's gonna be number 5, right? Number 4 is gonna be Shadeur. Okay, Shadeur. Now, Shadeur. Yeah, we only know Shadeur for number four. They won't have a better record than they last year. They're gonna win their division. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
3. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be 3. I'm gonna go. 3 is gotta be. It's either gotta be Oregon or dude from. It really could be Jalen though too. Like
Oh my God.
it really could. Like Jalen could really. Who else do you have in mind? I'm forgetting some
All
players,
right,
bro. I
guys.
know. I'm
For me, why Bobby's
I'm
thinking
forgetting players.
because we are writing these down and we're gonna save these for later because we're gonna have a little callback here.
I'm forgetting, bro. It's too many players in college football, bro. I'll be forgetting, bro.
I only have
You,
two. And there's only 2 I have in mind that could win it, potentially
who?
win it. Or sorry, 3. I'm gonna throw
Okay,
in a little. I'm gonna throw in a little fan favorite here. But for my 3, if you want 2 guaranteed ones, I got Carson Beck or Ollie Gordon. It's really as simple as that. It's either going to be Carson Beck if Georgia gets through that year and that schedule that they have. If they go undefeated or only lose 1 game, give me Carson Beck. I mean, that's a crazy schedule to win all those games and only lose 1. And then Ollie Gordon, of course. I mean, dude literally could have won it the year before, in my opinion. Dude has had a phenomenal year. He's a phenomenal running back. I think
What
he's
did
the
he
best
do,
player in the
bro?
league.
Bro, what did he do? What did he do? What did he finish with? What's his stats, bro? They're not gonna give it to a running back. They're not giving it to a running back, bro. They never give it to a running back.
They
You know
do,
that.
though. They do. Oklahoma State does. In fact, so Ollie Gordon almost finished with 2,000 yards last year. He was shy at 1,750, and then he had how many rushing touchdowns? 21 rushing touchdowns. So
Oh, that is hellish. I ain't gonna lie. That's a
so
lot.
I'm only down to Ollie
He said
Gordon and
he said he
Carson
didn't
Beck.
have. He did or did have 2,000 last year.
He did not. He was close.
Okay, then I'm gonna say this: if he gets 2,000, he gonna be in there. But if he
Yeah,
don't,
but
then he.
but we still got 3, 2, and 1. Who's your 3? Ollie
That's
Gordon.
my that's my 4.
I thought
So
Shedeur
I got
Sanders was your 4.
no. I mean that's my 3. That's my 3. That's my 3. That's my
Okay.
3. I'll put him at 3. 2 is gonna be Oregon quarterback. That's 2, bro. Oregon quarterback 2, because I got them damn near winning the whole thing, bro.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yes,
Okay.
and he's gonna lead that whole conference. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I really got him at 2.
And then
And
finally, your number 1 overall best Heisman pick.
hold on, bro. Hold on, I'm forgetting somebody.
If you guys want my little fan favorite pick that's not Carson Beck or Ollie Gordon, which I'm pretty certain is going to be one of those, Garrett Nussmeier, man, let's go. I'm on the Nuss bus this year. LSU, this is their year. I love the confidence coming out of LSU right now. I love what I'm hearing out of training camp. Give me Garrett Nussmeier as a long shot Heisman winner. Long shot. But I like Nuss bus, man. And to bring up the reason why, I did have it pulled up here. Let me get back to it. Garrett Nussmeier, and I want you guys to realize this, in a half against Georgia in the SEC champ when Jaden Daniels went out for the second half, he threw for 294 yards in a half against Georgia. So I don't know what more needed to be proven then to give him some credibility of how well he can play. The fact that he threw for 294 in a single half against that Georgia team in that SEC champ game, I mean, I don't know. I really like Garrett Nussmeier's game, and since Shane Daniels won it last year, my boy, of course I was kidding. Ollie Gordon would have never won it last year.
Bro,
Daniels, I'm just giving props, but
who's the quarterback from Arkansas, bro?
you don't want him.
Wait, you know,
Are you talking about the one? Are you talking about the one? Talking about the one that transferred to UCF?
Yes, bro. Yes.
KJ Jefferson?
No, the other one, bro. In NCAA, bro. Football. Who's the one that be that be running, bro? He's hella fast, bro.
This guy's smoking. What are you talking about, bro?
Bro, here I'm gonna find him, bro. I'm gonna find him. Hold on. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong.
Yeah, I have absolutely
Arkansas
no
is in the SEC.
Arkansas is in the SEC, correct?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I know I'm not tripping, bro. We're going off of college football teams now.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I thought you were talking about KJ Jefferson. He was really good. He even diced us up. I was at that game. I watched him cook us. KJ Jefferson, who recently was at Arkansas but transferred to UCF. But yeah, I don't know.
My boy Taylor Green, bro. My boy Taylor.
Green? Hey, okay, Taylor, gotcha.
Yeah, my boy Taylor Green.
Okay, so we got Bobby's list here.
No, for I just like him, but no, for no, who I really think is gonna win it, bro. It's gonna be the Oregon quarterback, bro. That's what I really got, bro.
Okay,
I
so
got
just your 4 picks then is Dylan Gabriel, Ollie Gordon, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Okay, guys, I got it written down. We're gonna have a little nice flashback to this day in history when Bobby sat there confidently saying Kansas was going to make the college football playoffs, and Dylan Gabriel.
Kobe Bryant, bro. Do you know how good Kobe Bryant is, bro? Do you know who Kobe Bryant is?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say not as good as Travis Hunter because he didn't make your Heisman list. So.
He's not as good as, and that quarterback, bro. They got, matter of fact, and they got a receiver too. I forgot his name too, bro. But they have, bro. Kansas. I just feel like Kansas slept on, bro. Low key, I just feel like they slept on, bro. People just forget about Kansas. But yep. I just spoke with Kobe Bryant, low key, bro. That's why I'm saying that, honestly.
Well, guys, I just want you to remember that Mizzou was on his list, and they recently got off of it.
Luther Burden. That's why.
Bobby is a huge fan of Colorado, Kansas, and Missouri. For all you fans out there,
I'm not, bro.
His heart has no lies to any of these teams, but his loyalty remains with all 3. So,
bro, I'm just it's facts, bro. Bro, Luther Burden is literally the best receiver in college football. Yes or no,
dude, bro? That's crazy.
He's not?
I wouldn't say the best.
One of the best, bro.
Who's
better than him?
Well, if you're gonna go on the Travis Hunter train, then but
so you picking Travis over him?
I'm not picking Travis over him. I'm just saying you're on the Travis Hunter train, so I can't say that Travis Hunter's not.
The only reason why he's not, I'm gonna say he's not because he played both sides, bro. So he's not gonna have. He's just not gonna. He might not pan out all the way. Like Luther just is strictly on offense. That's the only reason.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how
We'll
this
see.
year goes for him.
We'll see. Kobe
But
Bryant. Kobe Bryant.
guys, I appreciate you tuning into the show. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, like always, and every day on from there. But yeah, I appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoyed our very expert opinions on the college football because, as you know, we are the most foremost experts in all things sports. There's no one better than us. Just remember that. Wait till we get to NBA because, man, do we have some hot takes. But
Ooh.
anyway, I hope you.
NBA about to go crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
NBA is gonna be an interesting topics for sure. But
It's so crazy.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow, of course. I don't know if Bobby will be here tomorrow, depending on what topics we talk about. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and you guys have a good night.
Peace out.
I packed a bowl and I fell asleep. I never have the guts to be alone with me.